that they have made trillions of naira within a little time. That is why you are seeing customs telling us that they are making more money. It is because of devaluation and exchange rate. And where does this money go? Majority of this money goes into the federation account that they are going to share. In fact, that is why they have more naira to share. It is not because the proceeds from subsidy. That narrative, almost all the pressmen, whenever I listen to them, I say, no, let's do a little more digging. We shouldn't just take narrative from government and run away with it.
Outside Nigeria, Lebanon's health minister says hospitals are struggling to cope with the number of casualties following days of Israeli strikes. Dr. Firaz Abiad said Monday the deadliest day in Lebanon since the end of the civil war in 1990 was carnage. The health ministry says more than 550 people, including 50 children, have been killed in the Israeli strikes. In a direct address to Lebanese civilians, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu says, "Our war is not with you. Our war is with Hezbollah." Earlier, Israel said it had killed a Hezbollah commander in a strike in Beirut. Lebanon says 6 people were killed and 15 were injured. Israel says it aims to remove the threat from Hezbollah and return displaced residents to northern Israel. Hezbollah says it is resisting Israeli aggression and acting in solidarity with Palestinians in Gaza. And that's it for the news. We have a few sports stories for you as well. Chelsea cruised into the 4th round of the Carabao Cup competition with an emphatic 5-0 win over League Two side Barrow at Stamford Bridge. Christopher Nkunku scored a hat-trick, with Pedro Neto and João Felix adding to the tally to make it 5-0. In other games of the evening, Manchester City beat Watford 2-1. Leicester played 1-1 with Walsall, while Wycombe lost 2-1 to Aston Villa. UEFA has reopened the bidding for the stadiums to host the 2027 Champions League final after the match was stripped from Milan. The San Siro was to be the venue for the showcase final, but after Milan officials failed to assure UEFA that planned redevelopment work wouldn't hamper the event, European football's governing body opted to take it away from them. AC Milan and Inter Milan are considering building a new stadium in the San Siro area. The new host stadium for the 2027 final is expected to be announced in May or June 2025. Super Eagles and Nantes winger Moses has been recognized by French Ligue 1 after reaching a career milestone. Simon reached a milestone of 150 matches in the French top division, with Nantes' 1-1 draw with Angers.
Trending topics and fun Friday games. And on traffic today from Shasha bus stop.
So you guys plan to set me up?
Nah. 60 seconds is not enough to tell you all about Wake Up Nigeria. It's like trying to fit a T-Rex inside of a teacup. You'd have to tune in every morning at 7 a.m. to enjoy a whirlwind of excitement, laughter, and unforgettable moments. Wake Up Nigeria, your ticket to a fabulous start every weekday morning.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon. I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barkamu da warhaka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath. and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Hello everyone, I am Mufasa. I'm a personal trainer at iFitness Acme, and today I'll be bringing you a short, high-intensity interval training routine that can be done at the comfort of your home. Let's do this. So now, we have 3 exercises. Now, each exercise is going to last for 30 seconds. For the first one, we have jumping jacks for 30 seconds. Good. You move for 30 seconds. Keep it going. Now next, we're going into high knees. High knees, this way. You move. Make sure you breathe while you're doing that. Good, just keep it going, keep it going. High knees. Now for the third one, we have skaters. Skaters is this way. Boom. Just move side to side. No pressure, just breathe and keep moving. Good. 30 seconds. Now for the fourth one, we have burpees. Burpees is this way, down and up, easy, down and up, down and up, good. Just keep it moving, boom. Now to round up, we have squats, bodyweight squats, boom. Just keep it going, good. Breathe, breathe, no pressure, good. Boom! And with that, we have 1 complete round of high-intensity interval training. You rest for 1 minute, and you go again for 4 rounds, and we're good to go. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. See you next time.
Welcome back. It's time for us to find out what's up and about. And whenever I say that, sometimes some of the things that are what's up and about make you want to either, I don't know, exclaim with expletives or wonder what exactly has happened to our culture along the line. I'm thinking about this video we saw online of a young boy in class who just happened to go to school with his cell phone. Now the teacher, obviously, when she notices the phone, she tells him to put it down and, ask him what's going on. And then, of course, proceeds to seize the phone. When he started giving her attitude, the boy asked her a very rude question. And then she was like, you know what, leave my class, takes the phone from him, and he grabs her hair. I'm like, in a classroom, and obviously all the students in the room are like, ooh, what, they can't believe it. But then they also proceed to bring out their own cell phones and take a video. So, what are we talking about here? Where have we... my first question is, what would you do if you were the teacher, first of all?
First of all, I can't be the teacher.
You can't?
No, it's the truth. Because first of all, I think they're how will I say it now? I feel there's certain systems and structures that you as an adult, right, when you approach it, even if the employment you're looking for, if they give you a job, you say, wait, I'm not sure. Do you understand? There's certain things. For instance, now, I don't think I'll accept to be a teacher. The guy was literally dangling on the head, so actually how tiny he is, right? And I'm wondering, first of all, why do they have their phones in the class?
Yeah.
Do you understand? Fine, as a kid, as a parent, you want to give your child a phone in case they need to reach out and all of that. But then again, I believe there's a way it can be done that they don't need to have their phones in class at that time, because we all know how distracting that could be, even for adults, how much more for kids. Do you understand? And I don't think it's a situation of even culture or morals or all of that. It's a simple thing of respect, whether it's here locally or international. This video was in Nigeria, of course. Yeah, and all of that. So whether it was locally or internationally and all of that, it's a simple thing of respect. Do you understand? And the whole situation, I totally believe. I'm actually
asked the question: what kind of children are we raising as parents, as guardians? You know, as words, or in our role as, elders, what kind of role are we playing in the lives of the people that are under our care? Because you might be doing your best, to instill the moral values, morals, values, and, build, all what this child needs, to be a better human. And then the vices, the things on social media, at school, that they are exposed to, sort of influences and shape how they grow up, which is, of course, still, dependent on them, based on the choices that they make as humans, because first of they're humans, but they're children, and it's our responsibility to look out for them. As much as I appreciate the role of what social media or what's technology, the role of technology and its impact in the life of a child or what it does to them, I feel that in schools, phones should not be allowed.
Sure.
Because that was a class period. So technically, that child shouldn't have been with the phone. So before students or before children get into the school, are they being searched?
This may not even be. This the way the other kids brought all their phones. Because the other kids even had their phones on the table, meaning it was something that was
allowed. Which should not be allowed. Because why? Because
look what happened.
Imagine we are in the social media age. We are in an age of content creation. Everything, even when somebody is dying, is content, has become content. That is how demeaning our, how these things are infringing on our humanity. And
it felt like it was something the kid had seen before. It was something he had seen being done before. It felt like he had seen someone grab a woman's hair before. It could have been a parent, an elder brother, a cousin, even his father. The way he made it seem like it was okay for him to exert authority over her, not just as a teacher, but as a woman or as a girl. The confidence with which he used to grab that hair was like that. What are you trying to do, woman? Like that was exactly that energy that he used, the confidence for me. So even if
you don't have to drag.
I just felt very.
There's a need to drag it to that point. It's a simple situation of respect. And I will say this because I was watching a video also on social media recently, and somebody actually posted her kids and them interacting. So a boy and a girl. And the girl was the older one, right? And then she was the older sister, and she was telling her younger brother to keep quiet. And to be very honest, I believe that fine, despite the fact that where we are, respect is necessary. However, I think there are certain things you tell your kids, even within themselves, they shouldn't do to each other. The respect will be there, but you cannot tell your brother to shut up because he is a human being and he deserves the right to express himself. Do you understand? So I feel there are certain things that are remove man and woman, boy and girl, female and male, right? Respect amongst human beings.
That's why I said earlier, like I'm still bringing it back to the home, because yes, the parents have a role to play when it comes to the child's development. The teachers have a role to play. Everyone has a role to play. It takes a village basically to raise a child. It's just that in this time and age, it's no longer the same anymore, right? Because we've seen cases where teachers beat children And then parents come and then, they cuss
I
around.
actually was going to say that teacher was so patient. She didn't lay a hand on him. She was just holding her hair and trying to lift the boy out of the classroom.
She understands the system that she's at. Because first off, she's going to get queried by the school, going to get queried by the parents, going to get queried by the government. So that system has not even...
Sorry, but in certain situations, it actually will be self-defense. Like the video I was telling you.
Well, self-defense.
Yes.
Minor.
No minor. Someone assaulting you. The video I was telling you about, actually... No, seriously.
So I think it could be an assault case.
It's an assault. It's an assault case. It's an assault. So if a minor actually...
I think when it comes to... I think where self-defense comes in is when, there are, objects, or sharp objects, or involved. But when it comes to just the hand, I feel that because there is evidence back up.
So at that point, she's not thinking anybody is recording this.
But she tried. She actually took him out of the room.
Took him out of the room.
Yeah, and she actually took him out.
I feel like she handled that situation really well. If it was my child that did that and I heard about it, which will never happen in this life or even in the next one. In your next life, you will see Kini, you will bow and say, wow. Anyway, but hey, let's do better as parents at the end of the day, because it still comes back to us as, as parents. How are you raising your child at home?
We would love
that's a pertinent question we need to ask.
We would love to hear your thoughts on this as well. Let us know what you think. Use our hashtag WakeUpNigeria on TVC and tag us WakeUpNigeria TVCE. And of course, we'll be doing what we can to respond to those comments online. All right then, guys, let's take a quick break. We'll be back.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regulars.
So let me go and look for my jammies. So
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jammies.
I want to close the show.
I can go. I can.
Okay, that's all we can take. Ejeki, close the show, G Fadalo.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1 unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shiny, yeah. Say recap done, and it's time for number 1 on the countdown. One of Nigeria's hottest artists right now, his name is Rema, and this one is called Charm. Kick it.
Another.
For dessert and a bit of nightcap, we have the nighttime and online specials.
I want to start the gym, yeah, but do you know one thing that's actually keeping me back?
You should start the gym to get fat.
Cricket.
She says she does pole dancing to empower women.
What's the difference?
There's a difference.
That's what I'm saying.
So pole dancer, you're already almost naked. You're already almost naked.
No, the empowerment for me.
Sex can make your relationship better.
No. Sex can never be overrated.
It is needed.
Especially when it's good sex too. Almost every guy
has been with somebody's girlfriend.
But they are for all of us now.
That's why you're still single.
I would not agree or disagree with that because I don't want to get into trouble. I have a home to go to.
Your next question.
Oh, you ready to fail?
Who is the person you see some spoils?
That woman.
Bam! Bam! Yeah,
Today we'll go here.
Hey!
Let's get talk now.
And Joe's been able to satisfy your cravings, yeah? Stay good. Entertainment for pure entertainment. Now you can catch up with your favorite programs on TVC. Log on to www.youtube.com/TVC Entertainment. Join the fun.
Oh, hello guys. Come closer. Now this is not a magic trick, but I'm about to show you the best breakfast show on television. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
This is Wake Up Nigeria.
On Wake Up Nigeria, we take your mornings from drab to fab. A quick look at the newspaper headlines to keep you updated on news and current affairs. There's sports, great features and places to go. And
And we are back. Thanks for staying with us. It's time for us to go through the front pages of the newspaper. And I'm not doing this alone, of course. I've got Winfrey here.
Hi.
So let's get right on it. So I'll start off with the Daily Times newspaper. Making the headlines here, we have Nigerian Army dismisses female soldier who accused senior officers of sexual harassment. On the bottom of the paper here, why Justice Binta Nyako withdrew from Nnamdi Kanu's trial. And right here at the bottom of the paper, inflation cripples Nigeria's construction sector as developers struggle to keep projects afloat. And right here at the top of the paper, Edo Poll, 5 returning police officers dead, 11 others injured in auto crash. That's a side story there. Just right on the right is there. NDLEA nabs ex-convicts with 4.6 billion naira worth of cocaine at MMIA. That's the Muritala Mohammed Airport. And EFCC investigates officers over 15 million naira bribe allegation by cross-dresser Bobrisky. Fresh cholera outbreak kills over 41 in Jigawa. And finally, Tinubu throws out tenure elongation bill for National Assembly offices. That's all on the front page of the Daily Times newspaper. So I'll quickly touch on the Bobrisky story because that sort of caused quite...
it's interesting. It's actually on the news.
It's interesting. Right? It's right.
The papers,
it's interesting. It's making the news. But well, when he was arrested, that made the news as well. So there's been a back and forth. He was not the only person arrested. Very dark black man was also arrested based on a few allegations that very dark black man dropped on the X platform yesterday, and which of course sort of held the EFCC. There were really strong allegations. So there are a few names that were mentioned: the EFCC, the DG controller of the prisons in Lagos and Abuja. Femi Falana was also, and Fowles the bad guy as well. So we are hoping that after these investigations, we would find out more.
All right. Okay. I'll take the New Telegraph. And on the New Telegraph here, we have Edo Guber Poll. Secondus accuses APC of plotting one-party state. And the run there we have says, Nigeria's democracy sitting on keg of gunpowder. We are monitoring the situation closely. U.S. ambassador. We have that on page 3 and page 4. CBN to inject additional 4 trillion naira into banks. And on the strip there above the masthead, we have FG should increase stake in Dangote refinery to 45%. We have that on page 7. And below there, we have Nigerians groan. Protest exorbitant U.S. visa processing fees, said charges, extortion, Dropbox processes cumbersome. We have that on page 3. Hardship. Tinubu must revisit his reforms urgently. Kalu, we have that on page 2. Obesity in moms doubles risk of autism in babies study. We have that on page 20. Now, I'm actually quite cross on which to actually talk about. The Edo Goba or the U.S. visa processing fee. For the U.S. visa processing fee, I'll just say you guys should just wait till when Trump mistakenly enters the office. If you are talking about complaining about it now, it's literally about to get worse.
Yeah, because he has quite strong immigration policies.
He has no immigration policies. That to build the fence.
That's why I used the word strong, because we just never know what could happen or what could change when he comes in. Maybe after he realizes, the essence or the importance of having, the immigration and how it also helps to increase, the
economy.
Workforce.
Of course, a lot of people believe that, the people that actually, the immigrants actually have a very huge role in making America what it is today.
Exactly.
However, he believes that America is being taken over. And the truth is that the Dropbox process is literally just came in during Biden, because Trump literally shut all of that down. And I remember trying to get a U.S. Visa date, like in 2019. And the next available date was 2023.
Even now, it's longer because they have so many. I remember during the COVID, when the COVID happened, there were loads and loads of, applications that were not catered to at all. And I think a year after, even they were not even attending to any of that till, I think a year after, COVID had been, sorted. So, I mean, there's still a lot of people to attend to.
And now, even beyond just the U.S., a lot of other countries are literally tightening in
on their immigration
I'm telling you, their visa processes.
Especially UK.
I'm telling you, UK, U.S., Canada, even SA. So a lot of even normal, even some African countries are literally put it because they know what's happening in Nigeria, and they're also really just worried because there's an influx of people. People are literally just, see the Canada that literally used to think their doors open. Now they're every week, new policy.
Very
So,
true. Very true. Okay.
You guys should stay and build your country. Stop looking for where to go.
Oh, wow. Okay. Let's move on to the Daily Independent. Even though I know a lot of people that would not agree with you. But hey, making the headlines here, Nigerians grappling with realities of soaring living costs, says Akpabio. Wow, coming from him. Says challenges testing every fabric of our society. Tinubu asks Senate to confirm Kekere Ekun as CJN. And that's the Chief Justice of Nigeria. And right here on the corner of the paper here, Nigeria's unemployment rate increased to 5.3% in the first quarter of 2024. And federal government complains, ombudsman says Daily Trust breached media professional standards. Okay. U.S. Chamber of Commerce commits to $320 million to mortgages SMEs in Nigeria. And tourist experts canvass reduction in visa fees, adoption of technology. And Army discharges female soldier who accused officer of sexual harassment. You can find more of that story on page 6 of the Daily Independent. Will continue to increase rates as inflation rises, says Cardoso. CBN raises MPR to 27.25%, CRR to 50%. States need to curtail excess liquidity, meet forex demand pressures. And finally on the paper here, just right at the bottom of the paper, power struggle main cause of conflicts in Nigeria, Africa, says Jonathan. And I'll just take one or two more stories here, just right at the top of the paper. Drama in court as Justice Nyako withdraws from trial of Nnamdi Kanu. And inadequate funding, manpower impeding our performance, says Army Chief. And that's all on the Daily Independent newspaper. And
Yeah, so at this juncture, I think that we're done for the
Yeah.
papers. Would head over to the kitchen. Should we head? Yeah. And we'll just head over to the kitchen now. Okay, so let's take one more paper. We have the punch. You want to take the punch newspaper?
Okay. For the major headlines here, we have subsidy. Federal government may spend 236 billion naira monthly on imported Dangote petrol. We have marketers, others back Dangote on subsidy removal. Maiman lifts over 50 million liters of Dangote petrol. We have that on page 2. At the top left there, we have banditry. Zamfara governor reports defense minister to NSA. We have that on page 20. CBN banks sell $9 billion as naira weakens to 1,670 per dollar. We have that on page 4. Edo, APC dismisses poll fraud. Police recover stolen beavers, and we have that on page 2. And that's all we'll be taking on the newspaper for this hour. Tizzy is actually standing by in the kitchen with Chef Waliha. What's happening?
Yeah, it's a wonderful Wednesday morning on Wake Up Nigeria with Chef Waliha. How you doing?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Now, whenever Chef Waliha pops into the kitchen, you know she's taking us on a journey. Might as well get on a flight right now, first class, to another nation.
To Ghana.
We're heading to Ghana. Wake. Yeah, I've heard that. I've heard about that particular dish. It's very popular in Ghana. They even sing about it. There's a song that, it's a Nigerian song. They talk about it. But let's talk ingredients now and the process of putting together a wake.
Okay, so we are making the wake. Consists of the rice and beans and the sorghum leaf. That's important. This is the key ingredient in making sorghum leaf. Sorghum leaf.
It looks a little like the only term I know it as is igbale. It looks like broom, but it's softer than that.
Yes.
So do you boil it with?
Yes, we boil it with our rice and beans.
And it has a flavor.
Yes, the flavor and changes the color.
Oh, interesting. Okay, all right. But there are other ingredients I recognize here as well.
So these are meats.
Okay.
Beef, mixed beef, and then our cow skin. So we are making sauce, like a buka sauce.
Okay.
So these are our spices.
All right.
Then we have our seasoning. We have beef and chicken. So I have a coconut oil. I'm using my coconut oil for the wake, for the rice. Yes, for the rice. So these are our salt. These are our seasoning, hot pepper seasoning, and curry masala, and any seasoning you can layer.
Masala spice. Then there's some
tomato paste.
Tomato paste. That's also for the sauce, I believe.
Yeah, for the sauce. Yeah.
Okay, then
so we have our beef stock here. Okay. So we have our plantain. This is just our side.
So this is a side. It's not part of wake.
No, it's side. You can use anything to have your wake.
Right. So there's palm oil and vegetable oil here.
I want to use the two. I'll be using the two to make the sauce.
Okay.
So
all right. So those are the
too.
ingredients on the screen at this point. Some beans, rice, sorghum leaves, salt to taste, coconut oil, tomato paste, bell pepper, scotch bonnet, onions, stock, beef, eggs, cow skin, cooking oil, seasoning, and salt again to taste for the sauce. If you'd like to make this at home, try and make it at home. Maybe you could rustle up some of these ingredients and find the sorghum leaves. Well, we would love for you to join us and try this out as well. Chef Waliha is going to be here with us, but we have a break. Stay here.
Things to do.
47, 48, 49, 50. It's okay.
It's lights, cameras, and movie madness here because we squeeze the best blockbusters into bite-sized reviews. Our award-winning and sometimes Guinness World-breaking chefs perform a culinary masterpiece every single morning inside of the kitchen that leaves us salivating and asking for more. Our book reviews is always a page-turner with thrilling stories, gripping memoirs, and fascinating tales. We keep you entertained with music performances, trending topics, and fun Friday games.
And on traffic today from Shasha bus stop.
So you guys plan to set me up?
Nah. 60 seconds is not enough to tell you all about Wake Up Nigeria. It's like trying to fit a T-Rex inside of a teacup. You'd have to
Thank you for staying with us. It's still a beautiful, beautiful Wednesday morning right here on your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria. And right now it's time for a nutrition conversation. I have with me returning Dr. Jesu Pelumi Oroluwa Adenihun, probably known as Dr. JP. Now, she is a visionary leader in clinical practice, nutrition, health management, and health technology. She co-founded Checker, a trailblazing health technology company, revolutionizing access to rapid and high-quality diagnosis services. Now, she's here today to talk about nutritional needs across the lifespan, right?
Yeah.
Talking about whether and if our diet should change as we get older. Welcome back to Wake Up Nigeria.
Thank you.
It's a pleasure having you here. Yeah. Okay, so I was asking, in this part of the world, can we really see our diet change? Aside the obvious, okay, of course, from infants, from birthing, from a child, from a baby, you stop having milk and then you start having solids, and then, do you understand? But does it really change? So let's talk about that first before we get into the
All right, then. Good morning again. All right, thank you for having me back. So I would say that the diet changes in terms of the portion and maybe in terms of what the individual needs per time, because, you know, it's not done in isolation. So most times when you're considering what kind of meals a person should have, you're considering their personal health risks. You're also looking at what they need for that period of time, like as their activity level increased or has it reduced. So for children, you know, they're in their high level period, like they're very high in energy and all of that.
True.
Compared to someone who is older, who is now beginning to, you know, become more sedentary, or even their metabolism has grown slower. So the kind of meals that they would have, even though it would consider or consist of similar things, but then it now differs in the portion, or it depends on the lifestyle or even the health risk or diseases that they now have. Yeah, so it varies.
It actually varies. Oh, all right. But I mean, as much as I think the reality is it should vary. But in practicality, it's vary. Do you understand? Because I'm thinking, you know, sometimes a lot of people talk about how sometimes your body craves what it needs. So first of all, before we move forward, is that actually true?
So when you're talking about craving, you know, we're all a product of influence. So sometimes we crave things just because if I tell you to pick up your phone and then you see a food blogger, you know, the person is serving amala and then they're putting lots of, you know, beef and all of that in it. There's something that starts to happen in your tummy, like, especially if you like that particular meal, right? You start to maybe say, I should have this. But that was influenced by what you just saw, not exactly by you saying you have the craving. So a lot of times cravings are influenced, but it also boils down to you saying, okay, for some people you may want to identify what the trigger for that, you know, that craving may be. Yeah, so your body would not always crave what it needs in that sense, right? But the body also knows what it needs.
It knows what
So when you start to feed the body what it doesn't need, the body gives you signs, right? So there are people that start to feel heavy after eating certain meals. And that's because they've already probably eaten a very large quantity, a very large portion of what they shouldn't have. And then there are always acute, you know, outcomes or things that have just happened over time, chronically. And that's why we just you know, like what we're doing now, educating people and letting people know that, okay, so as you progress through life, there are actually things that you should start to consider. So that's why you're working with your family physician, you're working with your nutritionist, and you're saying, okay, where am I now at this point? What are the things that I need to know? And then what are the things that I really need to start consuming for my own lifestyle and this phase of life that I'm in?
Because looking at the social media space, as you've actually rightly used, there's a lot of information flying around, right? Some people talk about how, if you feed your body sugars, it continues to crave sugars. But some people talk about how, if you're craving sugar, your body's probably telling you to eat something that probably might be sugary, but maybe something higher in fiber or something in that light.
So let's look at it like this, right? Truthful, you know, I already mentioned that the body also knows what it needs. So if you're fatigued, you've gone a whole day, or you've gone for an extended period and you've not had anything, your body begins to give you signs. It's that there are symptoms that we call it like in medicine, right? And then some people, you just notice that they start to get really sweaty or they're shaking. Those are signs, right? You need to feed your body at that point in time. But now let's go back to that thing of having sugar and then craving more sugar. So we've talked about different lifespans, or we're talking about different lifespans. If you have a child is just being exposed to particular foods. And I'd also just use this to point out to the importance of women having the right education early on, because they literally shape the first few years of a child's life. Especially, it doesn't even happen when a child is born. It happens from, you know, the pregnancy period, because whatever she eats is also affecting the child at that point in time. So if you give birth to a baby, and the baby has only been exposed to, you know, breast milk, the baby doesn't know what sugar is until you introduce sugar to the baby. So up until that point, the baby is fine with their breast milk. And even by the time you start to introduce the complementary foods and say maybe you're giving pap or you're giving their, you know, mashed beans or mashed yam, they're fine with it until you start to show them
there's something else.
Yes, so that's when they now start to, you know, crave more of it. So you have the responsibility of shaping, in some sense, the taste bud of that child and even what they can crave. So it's not to say they shouldn't have things that are sweet, but there are innovative ways around it. So I've had mothers tell me, like, they tell me that, okay, instead of adding, you know, sugar cubes to the food of their babies, so what they do is they mash bananas. Sometimes they do apples, right? And those are, you know, there are sweet options that you can consider. So.
Okay, amazing. So now let's quickly just talk about the lifespans now, probably different age groups. Are there certain nutritional foods we should be going to at certain stages of our lives? Let's talk about, we've spoken briefly about, I think everybody knows that, okay, if as a child, from a child, probably introduce them to vegetables, fruits and all of that to grow and all that calcium. Now let's talk about teenage age. Let's talk about early 20s, later 20s, 30s and all that.
Yeah, just briefly, I mean, you have the mom feeding well, and then she has a baby, because some babies have diabetes even right from or they're having high levels of sugar when you give birth to them. And then you have the babies, of course, on the milk, then they go on to start being introduced to the family meals. And then you now have the younger ones or the teenagers, like you said. So for them at that point in time, because that's the peak level of puberty, or the peak level of saying they're high in activity, in physical activity, or requiring lots of energy because of all of the activities that they're involved in. So you want them to have highly nutrient-dense foods, or foods that would supply them with numerous amounts of energy, right? So even as they're having their proteins, they're having the fiber foods, or they're having their vegetables, they're also having, you know, carbohydrates in adequate quantity for them to match up with what it is that they're expending. Then you now proceed to adulthood. So now with adulthood, it's becoming trickier because we're getting more sedentary. So initially what we would have seen maybe when we were growing up was, okay, maybe some people will sit down with really large portions, but you really don't need that, except you're about to go on a marathon, right?
I'd like for you to go on, but now I'll actually have to cut you here because we have to go. We'll actually continue the last bit of that probably next week. Are you here next week?
No.
It's the last week. Oh, wow. Amazing. Anyways, thank you so much for being here with us. We actually have to head over to the kitchen now.
All right.
Titi, what's happening there?
We have quite a bit happening in the kitchen. Chef Walia is creating wake. Well, not creating, but creating a meal for us called wake. And we showed you the ingredients earlier on. But the wake, or rather the sorghum leaf, is apparently supposed to change the color of the rice and the beans. And it's been only about 7-8 minutes since we put the leaf in, and it's changed the color of the water. I think that's one of the key things about wake. So what were you telling me about the leaf itself?
Take care. Yeah,
To be, yeah.
Okay, so right now the rice is already like a deep pink.
Yep.
Like a kind of like a zobo color, sort of.
Yes.
But the flavor, I guess, is going to be really unique.
Yeah, very unique.
So the rice and the beans are in there right now, cooking. Have you added anything else to it?
Yeah, I added my coconut oil and
oil?
salt.
And salt. Okay, so right now we're going to start working on the pepper sauce. There's palm oil in the deep dish pot there.
Yeah.
What goes in next?
So we had our onions.
Onions, right? Onions going in. Straight into the palm oil there.
Yeah.
All right. Fantastic. Fabulous. And of course, the pepper mix.
Yeah.
In that pepper mix, what do we have in there?
We have our bell pepper, we have our scotch bonnet, a little bit of tomato, like 3 tomatoes.
Okay.
Yeah, we have ginger and onions.
So there was something I wanted to show everyone. Now, this is called chito. And this is actually native to Ghana. I believe I stand corrected. If I stand to be corrected, if for instance you know this sauce, you know that it's pepper that's been fried down all the way down, and then sort of boil sealed into jars, and yeah, it can last for probably like a year if you keep it well.
Yeah,
you should check it out. It's really good. Wake being prepared in the kitchen. Chef Walia, we have to take another quick break now, but we trust you. Don't worry. You got our backs. This is going to be an amazing dish. Let's take that break now, guys. Wake Up Nigeria continues after this.
Counting down the biggest songs on your radio.
Let's go.
On Max Sports, we bring to you sporting events happening all around the world.
It's not just sports, it's entertainment.
You know what it is. It's the Max House Party. King Dion, DJ Charlie Shee. Let's go.
We are your go-to for hit music, entertainment, and top-notch radio all day, every day. 102.3 Max FM. Hit music for Lagos.
Chinua Lumogu Achebe was born November 16, 1930 in Ogidi, Nigeria. He went to Government College in Umuahia, Nigeria. In 1948, Achebe won a scholarship to the University of Ibadan to study medicine. But after a year, he changed his major to writing. After graduation in 1953,
Welcome back. The second hour of Wake Up Nigeria begins now.
Did you make this though?
No,
you bought this.
God, I'm just feeling all the positive vibes, all the sweet Yes.
Can you find that?
Careful, get decided.
What they call that?
Guys, let's
Again?
take
Sogom
it to
leaf.
Ghana.
Find out the market.
Yeah. They call it, you know, sogom itself.
Well, when it comes to
so
food,
this
there's always been an ongoing back and forth between Nigeria and Ghana, but wake is always
Okababa is the sogom.
Yes. So we're not trying to jump on your parade. Don't worry.
We're just having a feel, just a taste.
Yes, sir.
But hey guys, we're not just turning it up. Yes, it's the middle of the week. Who says we can't? If you thought the first half was great, then you have absolutely no idea what's about to hit you in the second half.
Especially when you see a smile like that right there in your face. Can you see that smile? Like seriously, like this is such a smile. It's an emoji right there on your screen. You can't even miss it. But we have everything covered for you today, this Wednesday. Let's tell them what we have left on the show, shall we?
Yes, my name is Emel Kocher.
And I'm Titilayo Oyinson. Make sure you stream the show live. That's on TVC Entertainment on YouTube or on our website. That's tvcentertainment.tv.
Yes, and of course, remember to use the hashtag #WakeUpNigeria on TVC across all our various social media platforms. Yes, we are on every single one.
Yep.
Right into what we have left, we have birthday shout-outs celebrating you and your loved ones.
Best. This day is your day, and I wish you very well. This year you will have all that you prayed for.
And of course, a few more things for us to talk about today.
On relationship, we will be talking about red flags during relationships or marriage with Tolu Afonja. She's a trainer. She's an integrative relationship and marriage coach.
Yes,
she's passionate about nurturing individuals and couples to evolve, to thrive as they gain clarity, overcome mindset limitations, discover their options, set and take intentional steps to optimize the best versions of themselves.
Then, of course, we have a performer. Only Tommy is one of those people that if you go for a karaoke event, she might just be leading it. She's going to be performing here later on today. You don't want to miss it.
All the frenemies, all the people with a smile on my face, but my back, they're mad at me.
Finally, Roseanne is a multi-talented actor and producer. She's known for her proficiency in budgeting, scheduling, and overseeing crew and cast members on sets. She is also featured in several films, and in 2022, she went to film school in New York Film Academy. And she'll be joining us to discuss her journey with us later on. So I would like to talk a little bit about sisterhood. Yeah, I'm really proud of communities that are coming together to sort of enforce and encourage sisterhood. Communities where and I mean societies, organizations, just the little pockets and circles, just trying to and you sort of encourage that women supporting women, not just in the workforce, but in other areas, as parents, as humans for stuff, as leaders, in different industries. Yesterday I was inducted as a member to the International Women's Society, right? And this society, wow, I am so proud to be a part of, because it has been over a year, right? And
that you've been working with them or applied, or
I not applied actually. So I was recommended to them by a friend. Yeah, and she's also a member of the society as well. Hello, Nene. Yes, yeah, and that the induction happened yesterday with a host of other women. It was beautiful, and
congratulations!
Thank you so much.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
So now we know where our invitation is coming from, Winfrey. So we're waiting for the invitation. You say you were invited now. So now
yeah, so I've now recommended
so you know, in
guys.
the spirit of sisterhood, you know, we have to make that connection.
They are actually the oldest because since 1957.
Oh, wow.
Seriously? Yes. So we have you have the
That's amazing.
Mrs. Fashola. Oh, it has a long list of long list of very influential women in, and I feel like it's also an opportunity to raise young women, to be better, different facets in the industry.
Oh, that's good. Congrats.
Amazing. Winfrey also had a busy day yesterday. Yes.
It's like easy breakfast.
It is. Please tell us.
Anyways, yesterday we literally had the screening for the Mr. World Nigeria competition coming up, and we actually got to select the gentlemen that were actually participating for the Mr. World competition. It was interesting. We actually got
in there.
Wow.
Was.
And then any short
so this conversation came up, right? So talking about how we're celebrating Miss Quara. Inclusivity.
Yeah, exactly. Inclusivity.
And then I actually brought it up, and they were attacking me. I said, I don't know. So women, we can be inclusive.
But women
so we're talking about
cannot.
six. So Cameron was one of them.
Okay.
So I'm like, so speak about 6 packs.
Okay.
And so we want a typical Nigerian man does not have 6 packs.
Yes.
Very bald head.
Yes.
And he has a big tummy.
Big tummy. Yes.
I say we should be inclusive in the men. They say no.
Wow.
I say, so what's good for the goose last is not good for the gander.
Oh.
And I mean, it was
for the goods, that's sauce for the
But the truth is, the reason why I brought it up is because I wanted to hear about the 6 packs. I wasn't really.
Oh my God. So
toned muscles.
We had like a lot of So there was the bathing suits part. Okay. And there was the corporate wear.
Oh,
part.
we have to go now.
We have to go.
We have to go now.
Yes, we do. Cool down. Hopefully today's weather will cool us down. Cool down, ladies. Let's take the weather.
In the month of September. So if you're celebrating your birthday in September, I know that we love you, we celebrate you, and we definitely look forward to more years of celebrations from us to you. And that literally gives all of you a clue to send your birthday shout outs if you're born in September. Of course, if you're born in October, wait till then. And this morning we'd like to start off with a very special birthday shout out going out to Akinwumi Raji, one of our very own right here on the sets of Wake Up Nigeria, in fact TVCE. We love you, we celebrate you, sir. Happy birthday. And your birthday is on the 25th of September. And all of us here at TVC celebrate you and wish you lots of love and lots of life. Happy birthday, sir.
I wish you long life and prosperity. Yeah.
Next up, we'd like to celebrate Ayodele Ozugbakun. The 25th of September is your birthday, and this is coming from Alhaji People. Happy birthday, sir.
All that you prayed for this year, you will have. All that you wish for this year, you go get. Everything and more. Hey, everything and more.
Ogungbala Oluwaseun from me. The 22nd of September is your birthday, and this is from Keshiro Ayodeji. Happy birthday, dear.
All that you prayed for this year, you will have. All that you wish for this year, you go get. Everything and more. Hey, everything and more.
And now we'd like to celebrate Shokumbi Onara. The 23rd of September is your birthday. This also is from Keshiro Ayodeji. Happy birthday, dear.
All that you prayed for this year, you will have. All that you wish for this year, you go get. Everything and more. Hey, everything and more.
Toluwala Chef Steven, the 24th of September is your birthday, and this is also from Keshiro Ayodeji. Happy birthday, sir.
This year you will have all that you prayed for. This year you will have all that you wish for. This year you go get everything and more. Hey, everything and more.
And of course, right now we'd like to celebrate our very own producer, Olamide Oshofa. The 22nd of September is your birthday, and all of us Wake Up Nigeria TVCE celebrates you, sir. We wish you long life, prosperity. We love and celebrate you, and we cannot wait for you to resume. Thank you, and God bless.
Everything and more.
And that's all we'll be taking on the birthday shout-outs for today. Make sure you send in your birthday shout-out so we can celebrate you. So much more still happening right here on Wake Up Nigeria. Do stay with us. We'll be right back.
Up in the morning, you wanna start your day, start with Kellogg's, You can reach your race, stay active and alert, start your day right. Because
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Thanks for staying with us. It's time for our relationship segment, and we have with us on the couch Tolu Afonja. She's a trainer, speaker, integrative life relationship and marriage coach. She's also a human resource professional of over 18 years, cutting across education, banking, consulting, and coaching. She's fondly referred to as the nurturer. Yes, very passionate about nurturing individuals and couples to evolve to thrive as they gain clarity, overcome mindset limitations, and discover their options, and most importantly, be better. This morning, we'll be discussing red flags during relationships, courtships, and marriages. How are you doing this morning? The nurturer is here to nurture us into being better individuals. So talk to us first of what are red flags?
So red flags are really those signs, behavioral tendencies, warning signs that we see and we need to, be aware of because they can cause toxicity in the relationship. It can cause a lot of mental health issues as well in a relationship. And so it is important that we are aware of these things to be able to make a very good decision, judgment of whether you want to go ahead with the relationship or not.
Now, before we get into the nitty-gritties, that is the intricacies of these red flags, how do we identify, or how can we identify these red flags?
So these red flags, there are a lot. But first, one needs to really be aware of himself and know what it is that I would not take, right? So some of these red flags, I'll just use the acronym red flags itself, right? So rudeness or disrespectful behavior, constantly, your partner is rude. I'm going to use the word partner as the person you're in a relationship with. Is constantly rude, belittling you, putting you down, and is not apologetic about it. Emotional manipulation, that's the E.
Emotional manipulation.
So always using guilt tripping you, for example, and making you feel, gaslighting, and all. For the D, I would say dishonesty. So dishonesty, hiding information from you, not being very secretive and not being transparent. That's what I would call dishonesty. F will be fear-based decisions. So you feel you're always walking on eggshells. You can't fully express yourself. And so you make decisions based on what you think your partner thinks is right, not what you think should be done, based on your own values and ideologies. I would use the L for lack of accountability, where the person, your partner, doesn't take responsibility for his or her actions, and always pushing the blame game on you. The A will be abusive tendencies. All these red flags are really abusive tendencies, physically, verbally, emotionally. And G, gaslighting, where your feelings are not valued, they're dismissed, and making you feel as if you're not, And the S will be selfishness.
Wow.
Selfishness in terms of, every relationship has to be mutually beneficial, but where it's always me, and I don't bother care about you in any way, then there's a level of selfishness that needs to be addressed.
Wow. Wow.
That's a lot.
That is the most brilliant definition of red flags and what it's, it represents and symbolizes. Breaking it down, that's the best way I have, heard it being explained. So now, once you have identified these red flags. Now I'm talking about the partner now. Identify these red flags in a person, in your partner. What do you do? How do you communicate it to this person where they don't feel like you are calling them out or criticizing them, or you're trying to be perfect? Are you the only perfect person? Or now you know better, or now you know past, that sort of thing. How do you communicate it? How do you approach that conversation in a more in a way that doesn't make them feel insulted?
The thing is, there's a way that this person, your partner, seemingly already probably knows that I have this behavioral tendencies.
You think they know?
Sometimes they do. So for those that don't even know, and we're calling it out, how we call it out, like you're asking, is very important. So for you to already have entered a relationship with this person means that there is some form of rapport going on between the two of you, and there's something that you probably love or like about this individual. You know how to sort of rub his or her ego, and so you go with that approach right? Especially for the individuals, if your partner is very domineering, dominating and all. You know, so you use that approach to be able to have these kind of conversations, not critically trying to pull them down, but helping them to be aware of it in the first place. But you, as the partner observing and receiving on the receiving end, you have to be assertive enough to be able to approach it. Because where you are not assertive, where your self-esteem, you're not secure in yourself, then
it's easy for you to compromise.
Yes, it's easy for you to compromise and, you know, try to wish it away or explain it away or think it away, that maybe even without your partner telling you your imagination is going wild, you will tell yourself that, oh no, my imagination is going wild, and so you will try to diminish it, that no, this is not a red flag, it is something wrong with me. But that comes from your own experiences, maybe baggage, trauma of the past, you know. So we have on our own to build ourselves up to the point of being assertive and being able to identify them in the first place. Then when we are able to identify them, then we can, you know, communicate in a very loving manner, such that you're not pulling the person down, but the person sees it as a way that you're really trying to help me. And because we want to go into this union or whatever it is together, there's a bigger picture, then I have to work on myself to get to that bigger picture.
Now let's talk about the influence or the impact of a third party in this regard, in a situation where you've communicated, you've loved up, you've tried everything, but this person is still, you know, resolute on who they are. Like some people say, oh, this is who I am. You know, don't try to change me. You know, in bringing in a third party to intervene, is that advisable?
Very advisable, right? Because what a third party does is, the third party doesn't tell you that this is, I mean, a professional now, if it's the third party is a professional, it's not to outrightly tell you that this is your problem, right? There are tools, interventions that you would just see for yourself that this is me. And then you're able to see, how is this a limitation for me? You know, how is this a limitation for me? And, you know, and by seeing a limitation, you take responsibility of that change. So usually they think that it's their partner trying to change them because they haven't taken ownership of it. But the third party helps you to see yourself as you are, and then you're able to take, you know, responsibility, and you take ownership of that change process that you start for yourself.
This has been a very, very insightful conversation. Thank you so much. Red flags, rude, emotional manipulation, dishonesty, fear-based decisions,
lack of accountability,
abusive tendencies, and gaslighting and selfishness.
Exactly. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Good student.
Yes, yes. And those are the signs to look out for. Red flags. Thank you so much, Tolu. This has been an interesting month with you, I would say. I would say well done. And on that note, we wrap up the relationship segment. We head over for a musical performance. We have with us Akintibu Oluwatobi, popularly known as Only Tell Me. She's a talented musician with a passion for music and entertainment. She has established herself as the queen of karaoke. Yes, she hosts events, karaoke events for diverse occasions. Hello, Only Tell Me.
Hi.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
So, the queen of karaoke, what is it about karaoke that, you know, got you crowned as the queen?
Oh, well.
How did that journey begin?
Oh, well, I host karaoke across various spots, restaurants, lounges. I also do private karaoke sessions. And then over time, I started my own company. It's a karaoke brand where we have other hosts, other DJs, so I don't get to work alone, and I can have like simultaneous events going on all at once at different places. So yes, safe to say I am the queen of karaoke. When you think karaoke, you think Only Tell Me first.
Ah, okay. So guys, you heard her. When you hear karaoke, think Only Tell Me. Talk to us about your journey so far in the music scene. You know, especially in, I mean, you say you do a lot of karaoke's at bars, clubs, lounges, and you meet with a lot of, you have relationships with the men. How is that, you know what? I can't wait to hear your performance. We don't have enough time for that discussion, so just take it away.
From all the people where they do like say them like me, but them won't over me. All the frenemies, all the people where they smile for my face, but my back them envy me. This life came with a crowd, this life came with some friends, this life came with some foes. Lord, I don't know who be who. Help me, God, make I know. Show me who did for me. Make I know got you with my enemies. Make I know who be my friend of me. Cut them off so I have some peace, yeah. To reach out if you wish me well. Cause you know I wish you well. I no go pretend. Charlie, if you wish me bad. Yeah, you know I wish you bad. I don't really send. Oh no, no, this story. No fear stop the glory. Them fear try, but they can't stop my shine. So who know they beginning? No fear they the ending. Them one try, but they can't catch it vibe. They say what you're into, now they say they miss you, which is a big issue. Steady using tissues. Thought I was friends with you. What too many issues? They say what you're into, now they say they miss you, which is a big issue. Steady using tissues. Thought I was friends with you. Yeah, yeah. From all the people where they do like say they like me, but them won't cover me. All the frenemies, all the people where they smile for my face, but my back them envy me. From all the people where they do like say they like me, but them won't cover me.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon. I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amaka Rakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Barka Mudawar Haka. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of your view are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Welcome to Pure Entertainment. What would you like to order from our menu today? We have the regular.
So let me go and look for my jam results.
My 20 was 320. I suppose don't be one medical.
At this point, I contest my jam results.
I want to close the show.
I can go.
I can. That's all we can take. I choose to close the show. Give for that long.
Ladies and gentlemen, number 1, Unavailable by Davido featuring Musa Keys.
We also have today's chef special.
Yo, shine, 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 shiny. Yeah.
Hey, this is a conversation we've been looking forward to.
Yes, of course. And we have with us here Roseanne. Yeah. She is a multi-talented actor and producer known for her proficiency in budgeting, scheduling, and overseeing crew and cast members. She also featured in several films, right?
Yeah.
In 2022, she went to film school in New York Film Academy in Los Angeles to study acting for screen.
Amazing stuff. Now, she's demonstrated the ability to manage all facets of production while still being able to embody different characters at the same time. Plus, she has 4 dimples. 4 dimples.
You counted all
1, 2, 3,
It's just 2.
It's just 4. All right. You always look amazing. It's great.
Thank you guys so much. So good to be back.
Yes, of course. So first of all, right, earlier Titi pronounced your name as Roseanne.
Yeah.
And I'm like, is that not Roseanne? So which is it?
Titi's right, Roseanne.
Oh, God.
So MM pronounced it as Rosianne.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So you probably get a lot of different
different pronunciations. Roxanne, Roxanne, Roxanne.
Wow.
It's different.
So it's Roseanne.
No, Roseanne.
Wow, it's just making me now.
Just say Rose is fine.
But now, so you've had quite a bit of a journey since the last time we saw you. When you came to the show last, you were just acting, basically. Doing a lot of great roles, by the way, I have to say. But then New York Film Academy.
Yes.
Gang gang.
Okay, so yeah, I like school.
Okay.
And with technology coming up and then everything happening, stuff of competition, you just have to keep improving yourself. So I decided that, let me try and, see what's out there again. And what better place to do it than the center of Hollywood.
Yes, of course.
So I applied, I got in, and it was a short program, 8 weeks. And I think one of the best things that happened, the thing about film school is you get to meet a lot of people. There's like a channel of family there that, when you finish school, what next for you? So it gave me, I think that's where I began to say, I think there is so much more that I can do outside of being in front of the screen. And my teacher actually encouraged and said, okay, you can actually try and do this. And I got a call to be a line producer for an Mnet series. And
you said while you were still in school.
Yes.
While you were still at NYFA, you got that call.
Yes.
So it felt like, that was like you just snapped your fingers and things just started happening.
Yeah. So before I went to film school, I actually did a cinema film called The Silent Intruder, where I was the EP. I worked alongside with Uche Montana and Vanita and all of those good people. And when I finished that one, I went straight on into film school. And then I think that I really did not think that it was going to be a career path for me. And it's just one of those things where, like, God just really just passes you through things that you don't plan for. And after that, it's just been more production work from there. I became officially a producer.
A producer?
Yeah.
Okay. So now when you were picking up the producer hat, right? Because I know it's quite a fat hat to pick. When you're picking it up, right? Did you drop your acting hat?
No. However, what I did plan to do for this year was to do more of producing roles. And I said to myself, like, I can do 2 series. But I knew that my role is really important to the story, and then that'll be it.
Okay, so you produce in and act in it as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Fabulous.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
There was one you worked on for Showmax, I believe.
Yes.
What was that?
It's called Sin.
Okay.
It's on Showmax. I was a line producer on it.
Wow.
Amazing series. I think that was like my first official series. And every filmmaker has this where you sit down and question yourself. Did I really need to do this?
Yeah.
Why did I choose to do this? But it's amazing. We do not want to do anything else. But when you're there, it's like the adrenaline rush.
Okay, so I was going to ask you, so that was your first major production role?
Yes.
And you decided to go for episode 26 episodes.
I know.
Because I'm like, okay, I've been on sets of like several movies because I also went to film school as well. And I'm like, why? Why they do this? Why? Production is such a tedious task.
It is.
It is really, really draining. So what was the experience for you, and what would you say was the most challenging points?
I think that, so we filmed for 7 weeks. And it was a lot to hire such a large amount of people for crew and manage them. Different personalities. I think that's like the most stressful thing.
Are you sure? The money you got, they're dragging you here for this. Producer say, director is telling you the job is on it.
Yes. So the thing is, for the money, it's a lot. Because you're literally the HR of the company, so everybody knows. So you're like, Matt, please, we need this. Matt, please, we need this. Sometimes I just try to hide. I'm like, you guys don't see me. But it's a great journey.
So how did you manage? How did you actually, especially the money part now, right? Because of course you always have conflicting views. You have probably sometimes the creative producer, sometimes you have the director, and sometimes if you are not careful, you might have the writer on set. So how do you manage to?
Oh yes, we usually. The show I had a triple threat. So the head writer was my showrunner, who was also my main director, and she was amazing. Steph was so sweet. So for me, what I usually do is when I get the budget, you know, I know how I'm going to allocate. Like the first thing I want to do is how to save money. I want to save money. So managing every day through petty cash is, I know this is the amount that I have for the day. And I try not to. So sometimes, especially for series, you have to allocate it. Otherwise, by the end of Saturday or Sunday, you don't have money anymore. And you have to create a substitute. Oh yes. And it was very difficult because you know, when you do a budget and then next week when you send your runner to the market, they tell you, the prices is not the same from last week. So everything that we had budget for, we have to pay twice as much. So it's a lot, but that's why you have to surround yourself with coordinators, runners, and people that you know that will give you the accurate amount of things.
All right. So I know that there's a project you're working on right now. It's coming out in December, I believe.
Yeah.
All right. What's that called?
It's called 143.
143.
I love you.
I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a film.
Okay.
Vaj and Diana. Diana, who is also the head writer, was also the lead actor in it. It's a love story. I can't wait for you guys to see it. Diana is a UK-based filmmaker, and she's an amazing writer. And when she called me, it was literally as soon as I finished Sin, and she said, "Oh, she's looking for a line producer for this." So it was pretty much amazing to work with people that you know. And for me, it was like reaching out to my colleagues that we usually do things together. However, things are different now because I'm like, hey, come work for me. So it gives you like a different perspective in filmmaking. And I'll always encourage people, like, if you think that you like planning and organizing and you're good in that and managing people, give producing a chance. So yeah, 143 is coming. It was amazing. We filmed for 15 days. I had amazing actors. Tina Amba was in it.
Love her.
Yes. Yes, amazing. Daniel, Brutus, a couple of good people that we all worked together and we made something beautiful.
So is it going to be on cinema?
Yes, cinema first.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so in preparation for Christmas then.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Months is coming out. Okay then, at this point we have to wrap it up. But thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
On a trip.
Okay.
We bought you a flight ticket to Ghana.
Oh yes.
But it's a very short flight. It's just
very short flight.
Thank you.
Let's go. Let's Welcome to the Wake Up Nigeria kitchen. Chef Walia has been hard at work here, creating, or well, producing or cooking wake. What word was I going to use to qualify?
Producing is perfect.
Producing, right? So that is the wake. It's rice and beans with sorghum leaf that's changed the color and I believe the flavor.
Yeah.
And then there's shito sauce as well. Please have it.
Thank you. I've always wanted to try this.
Well, so well presented.
Yeah, it
I love the presentation.
The leaf is the...
It's leafy.
Sorghum leaf.
Sorghum.
Sorghum.
What do you think?
Nice. Oh, wait.
Have you had wake before?
No.
No? So what does it remind you of, though? Anything? No?
Village rice.
Village rice.
Okay. Is it because of the sauce? Or? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
At this point, we have to wrap it up today. It's been a wonderful Wednesday with the women of Wake Up Nigeria.
Well done, Sissy. You
Has
did
it
it.
been a Wonder
I heard
Woman
it.
Wednesday?
Yes,
oh,
so
yes, it
it
has.
is.
Oh, yes. It has. All right.
We'll see you again tomorrow morning, 7 a.m.
Bye.
Bye.
You don't like to meals, more veggie.
Now you can catch up